Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Please consider subscribing to the channel. Hit that like button. Let's jump into it. What in the world is going on here with Keith Thurman and Errol Spence? Like, that's really the question we need to be asking. How come Keith Thurman hasn't been talking? Keith Thurman, where are the interviews? Does that not seem odd to you all? You have, even Crawford is out here bubbling up and his name is surfacing about his potential next fight being Rocha. You got Cody Crowley, who's supposed to be fighting. You got Stan Eunice and Ortiz. These guys are busy. Boots Dennis has a fight coming up. The guy Villa, who beat Rashidi Ellis, he's getting busy with Boots Ennis. It makes you wonder, for a guy like Spence Jr. and Thurman, who the WBC comes out and they've done several interviews, Mauricio Suleiman, saying that Thurman and Spence are fighting at 154. It makes you wonder, if they're fighting, right, why aren't there any interviews? Where the hell is Keith Thurman? Even Spence isn't saying anything. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now. Now, I was told, and there's also a video floating around, but my understanding is Keith Thurman, the only thing he said, right, is that he plans on holding his ground against Errol Spence to see if he's really the truth. Now, that sounds like something Keith Thurman would say. And outside of that, there's nothing. My understanding is different content creators and different media outlets have attempted to touch base with Keith Thurman for an interview. And from what it sounds like is they were unsuccessful in getting that. But you see some images surface, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna just be honest with you, man. I'm not sure I believe all these images that I'm seeing now of Keith Thurman supposedly in training. You know what I mean? Like, maybe those images were taken from him getting ready for Josecito Lopez or for Barrios or Pacquiao. I'm really starting to wonder what the hell is going on. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, if somebody's watching this video, please leave something in the comments. You can even leave a link to a video or to an article, anything where someone, especially in the article where they're quoting something that Keith Thurman said about the Spence fight that's supposed to be taking place, I think it's in May now, right? So please, put that out there. Because I just can't understand how Mr. Don't Duck Me, Son, peanut butter mouth Keith Thurman, who was my favorite fighter, and I still like him a lot as a fighter, right? But this isn't the Keith Thurman that was out there, just, cudgeling people into compliance with a dazzling array of punches, right? You telling me Don't Duck Me, Son forgot how to talk? Look, we can say that because of his inactivity, he's forgot how to dominate. He's forgot how to be instinctive. He's forgotten how to throw those fluid combinations, and he's forgot how to be really slick in his lateral movement and all the things that we've seen this man do in the ring before he settled down and married with a kid. Beautiful thing that he did, no doubt about that, but he's not the same. But you can't tell me that Keith Thurman forgot how to talk. That man loved to be in front of a damn microphone. And now there's absolutely nothing coming from Keith Thurman, not even from his trainers, not even from his camp. Now, I guess that could be a good thing, right? It could mean that he's grinding. He's focused. He doesn't want distractions. He knows the negativity out there. I'm sure, he's just not saying anything, but he knows people aren't giving him a chance in hell to defeat Errol Spence. So maybe that could be what it is. But my thing is, hey, if you're a true boxing fan, and we know what Earl Spence brings to the table, we know what Keith Thurman brings to the table. I'm not saying he's bringing the same thing, but he brings something to the table. Let's not take it to the stupid and act like Keith Thurman doesn't bring something to the table. But not even Earl Spence is talking. You tell me Earl Spence forgot how to talk too? Man, I'm telling you, something ain't right. Something's not right here. Something stinks. I'm calling it right now. I'm not sure what it is. But I'm going to keep doing my detective work because it just can't make me believe that Keith Thurman and Earl Spence, the fight is actually going to happen and no one will give an interview. It's one thing if Suleiman didn't come out and say that Spence and Thurman are fighting, that he didn't say he's going to be at 154. He's not coming out here on panels and talking. He's not coming out here to the media and allowing people to write articles and quote him, as far as what he's saying about the fight that's going to take place. But now that I think about it, right? When you really look at when he came on, I can't remember the name of the damn channel, but Suleiman was just on somebody's channel, and they were talking. But Suleiman did sound like he wasn't really sure. He was sure that the fight was going to happen at 154. It was mandated by the WBC, but he wasn't sure if it was going to fulfill the WBC mandatory at 147. He wasn't sure if Earl Spence was to win, if he would come back down to 147 to try to make that fight with Crawford, although there's that 60-day window they threw out there. He wasn't sure if Keith Thurman beat Earl Spence. If Keith Thurman chose to come down to 147, he wasn't sure if then maybe that would fulfill the 147 mandatory and then Keith Thurman would now get the belt. You see, he said some weird stuff, man, in that interview. But I said that to say this, man. I think it's called The Boxing Voice. Y'all go and watch the interview, right? I think that's the name of the channel. But I say all that to say this. For all of us who saw that interview, right? And we were left kind of bewildered, minds blown as far as the craziness Suleiman was saying. That could be because for some reason, this fight may not be taking place. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, look, pay attention to what's going on out here in boxing, man. We can't believe anything anymore. You know what I'm saying? What we think is common or what should be ordinary or what we should be able to expect when it comes to boxing. If you guys haven't realized by now that the common has become the uncommon, the ordinary has become the unordinary. So I would not be surprised if somehow nothing is being said because there really is no fight, no deal in place for Thurman and Spence to fight. Now that's the direction I'm going to start taking this because you just can't make me believe that Thurman and Spence both have nothing to say about the fight that's already been announced to the world that is going to happen. I'll tell you what, we need some answers, man. I need to do my due diligence. I need to get out here, man, and figure this out because it just doesn't make sense that you have Thurman and Spence. The way the welterweight division is bubbling right now, right? You just can't make me believe that maybe there's a gag order in place or something. Like something's just not right. There's no way in the world. You just don't see fighters who have a fight that's announced and that someone doesn't get to him. Shit, you telling me Radio Raheem can't get to him? You know what I'm saying? Fight Hype can't get to him? Fight Hub TV can't get to him? Something's just off. That's all I'm saying. They're not showing up to the fights that's going on. You know, for both of them, I understand they have kids. They can't show up at everything. You know, they have families, and that's the most important thing. But damn, you can't, like, you're just not going to show up at anything? Get in the ring, do interviews, nobody going on any podcasts. I mean, come on. Come on. I'm going to go ahead and leave it as that. But if you know something, if you watch this video, then post it in the comments. Because I'm telling you, this doesn't make sense. I'm a common sense man. I've been sitting here watching this for a while, and it's at a point now where I'm like, all right, it's time to start asking some questions. You know, we don't need to sit here and suffer in silence. We need some answers about this Thurman and Spence thing. Everything about it, since they first started talking about Keith Thurman and Spence fighting, since the Crawford stuff fell apart and the WBC had Keith Thurman as a mandatory, a lot of people didn't agree with it because of his inactivity. But then he did give up the WBC belt. No one beat him for it. Now they're going to come back and have him come fight Spence. But it's not for the belt. Oh, if he beats him, it may be for the belt. It's not going to fulfill the mandatory obligation Spence has to fight at 140, defending the WBC belt at 147. Oh, no, it may fulfill that. We don't know. We're just speculating, according to Mauricio Suleiman. I mean, look, man, this is just bad medicine. You know what I'm saying? This is the kind of medicine that makes you sick. You know what I mean? If you come in with a fever, you take this medicine, your fever gets worse. Time to take an ice bath. Time to get your butt to the ER immediately. And I think that's what it's going to do. I think it's going to make me crazy here because I just can't make sense of what's going on. Man, I always say, if the fly on the wall could talk, we'd all be in a much better space because then we know exactly what is going on. But instead, we got to get different people to come out here and give us bits and pieces of information, and then we got to come down and try to fill the gaps. And I'm going to tell you right now, myself included, I can bring you what I find on the internet. You can go and find that. But majority of us content creators, unless you have a podcast and you have, even if you have people coming onto your podcast, people are going to tell us what they want us to know. They never tell us everything. They just tell us what they want us to know. And sometimes they'll send us on a damn on a witch hunt, which most of the time you don't unearth anything when they send you on those witch hunts. But that being said, more to come. All I'm saying is, for you boxing fans who want to see Spence and Thurman, get it on so we can finally, hopefully, see Spence and Crawford sort things out and make a fight. Pay attention. Why aren't they talking? That's all I'm saying. Doesn't make sense. Earl Spence, he can be very vocal. We know Don't Duck Me Son is super vocal. What the hell is going on? Why does the cat have both of their tongues? That being said, y'all keep cool. Shout out to the veterans. We need answers. I'm in the breeze.